Hey guys, so I'm going to be showing my Ray of Frost wizard build. This build is heavily centered around the item Light of Grace. So if you're a wizard, and by the way, my gear is not good, so I just wanted to point that out. My DPS is only 237k right now, so that's a good starting point to sort of think about that there's not really a high requirement for this build. It's just that if you happen to get the Light of Grace item that has the secondary stat Ray of Frost now pierces, it's definitely a build you're going to want to try out because it's pretty kick-ass. So let's start out. Alright, so the first skill you want to use is Black Hole with the Absolute Zero modification, which increases your cold damage the more it stacks for however many enemies are hit by the skill. The second skill you want to use is, where am I right now? Magic Weapon, the Deflection Rune, which gives you a shield that absorbs 8,253 damage when you perform an attack, which is really useful when they start to bunch up around you, or it's mainly a survivability thing. Familiar with the Icicle Rune for your third skill, which is going to give it a cold modification, which causes projectiles to freeze the enemy for 1 second, as you can see there. And Prismatic Armor Rune on Energy Armor, which most people run anyway. So yeah. So a couple of modifications that you could bring is on Magic Weapon. You could consider taking Force Weapon, which increases the base damage to 20%. That's the only other one I'd recommend for this rune. And for your primary skill, you want to use Electrocute with Surge of Power, and this is going to give you really insane arcane power regeneration. And Ray of Frost for your secondary skill with the Snow Blast rune. So what I personally use is a lot of variations you could use here. Snow Blast rune gives you basically allows you to keep stacking increased cold damage on enemies, as you could read in the tooltip. And some people like to use Black Ice, which causes enemies to leave a path of ice behind them that sort of spreads the AoE. So let's go try it out in my little Rift group here. This is a public game, so I'm not really sure how this is going to go, but we'll see. Alright. So you always make sure your buffs are up. Sort of following my group members around. See, cast the orb, the black hole I should say, and it gives you so many. I have 11 stacks right now. The damage of cold spells increased, and since Ray of Frost pierces with the Light of Grace, it pierces. That means it goes through enemies and allows you to get some mad AoE going. And the cooldown for Black Hole synergizes with the length that it appears. So basically you could infinitely cast it, get tons of stacks on your increased cold damage, and as a result, do some insane DPS, even with some subpar gear as this character has. And I thought it was a really interesting build, and I want to give a shout out to Diablo3.com, which is a really helpful site to get different builds. And I did find the core of this build on there, and I slightly modified it to some runes that I thought were better suited. So, thanks guys for watching. I hope you find success with this wizard build, and I'll be back with more videos if you like the video, if you want to see more. Thanks guys.